Hey everybody in Taiwan.
Hey Taiwan, how's it going?
Let's go!
Thank you for exposing my secrets to the world.
I love you.
The games have started.
一群偷错东西的盗贼。
The magic is on a whole other level.
要进行一个不可能的任务。
The higher the intelligence of the prey, the more likely they are to strike.
Well, that's a little hurtful.
这场冒险由克里斯·潘恩、蜜雪儿·罗卓·奎兹领军，两人这次的角色都不是平常电影里只会耍帅的英雄。
Wonderful.
一搭一唱，不时来句让人翻白眼或是笑翻天的梗，迷人又感人，抓住粉丝的心之外，更是《龙与地下城：盗贼荣耀》这部片的灵魂。
Figure it out over a drink?
Probably best.
Knitting, singing, and playing harp, comforting a little baby. Michelle, do you know any other hidden talent of Chris from this collaboration we don't know?
I don't know. He's always surprising me, man. I mean, he's quite a horseman in this one as well. I mean, he's good with a horse. He's good with a, what do you even call that?
Tiny guitar?
Yeah, the tiny guitar.
It's called a tiny guitar.
It isn't called a tiny guitar.
called a
What's the
lute.
name of
A
it?
lute.
It's a lute.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Good singer. Good with words. Great on a horse.
Bam, 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 bam.
And Chris, do you know any hidden talent or magic power of Michelle?
Weightlifting. 5 times a day, 5 days a week. I mean, look at this. Look at this.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's crazy. And why is the sexiest part of each other? Chris is definitely the lips, right?
Yes, they're too big for his face.
Oh, I could kiss you.
Try it.
The sexiest. It's all sexy. Personality, inward and outward matched.
He looks like a Ken doll, right? Like he should be in the Barbie movie.
Hello, Michelle. Great to see you again.
You would have to shave. You would have
Great to see you again, Michelle. I love you.
And I love the action fighting scenes so much.
We're gonna need strength. You got this, right?
I know you don't.
But I can't help wondering, Michelle, you did all the fighting, and Chris, you did all the running away. And, and how was it to see Michelle fight in the front row up and close this time?
For him to watch?
Oh, for me to watch. It just meant that I got more opportunities to sleep during the day, which is very important to me.
So you didn't need to work out like crazy like Michelle and Reggae?
I did the opposite of both of them. I watched an incredible amount of television. I took long walks on the beach, wrote poetry to myself, and had a grand old time.
Trusting that you'll protect it with your very life. I will. Hold this.
I know sometimes it's not that easy to emasculate your leading man, but with Chris Pine, sometimes you had to remind him he had to look heroic, right?
That's right. It was never our intention actually to emasculate him, but you know the thing that we were trying to say was there is vulnerabilities in our characters that we want to really portray in a way that shows that they aren't perfect heroes when they're first starting off.
And there's other ways men can be heroic than just kicking ass, you know, and that's you know, he's very heroic in the movie, and by the end, he's a full-blown movie hero.
Yeah, but I think it's really fun to have a guy who's that handsome and that good looking sometimes be the butt of the joke. Because I think there's a real tendency to treat these like handsome leading men as like always super, super serious heroes. And to let him be funny, like that harkens back to what we love about Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford's portrayal of Han Solo in Indiana Jones. Like that guy was
afraid
always,
of snakes.
Always funny,
That
you know?
doesn't make him less of a man.
It doesn't. I mean, it makes him hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I love him.
What is that again?
You definitely made a great balance among comedy, action, and fantasy. Were those punchlines in your script you will let the actors improvise?
The punchlines were primarily in our script. So now and then we would find something while shooting that an actor would throw out that was too funny not to use. But you know, we worked for a year plus on the script, and so we put a lot of thought into each beat and line, and so we tend to try and get what we wrote, and then if something better emerges, we embrace that.
That said, there were a lot of looks and reactions that were unexpected from our actors that we were able to mine from them. Specifically, Sophia Lillis gave some amazing reactions that nobody would ever expect that just made it all the more funny.
So what was the funniest moment on or off set this time?
When we rapped.
No, you know, the funniest, you say the funniest moment. The funniest moment was we were shooting a scene with Hugh Grant, and he was up on this big platform, and he's saying his line about, well, this is far too high, get me down from here, it's not what we discussed. And the special effects guy who's running the platform doesn't realize Hugh's acting and starts lowering him in the middle of the shot because Hugh is so convincing that the guy was worried that we'd upset him. And so in the middle of the shot, Hugh just starts lowering down. That's just not planned.
That was very funny. There was also a moment when our characters are submerged in this gelatinous cube, and in order to get the effect of them being pressed up against the cube, we used these latex sheets that we would squeeze against their faces that mushed them in very funny ways.
I cannot imagine that.
Yeah, it was very gross.
That strangely took a long time.
Of being just lubed up.
Lubed and grooved.
And hung
Yup.
on a wire.
Yup.
What, acting is such a fun experience. You know,
It
you
is.
get to experience so many things that you wouldn't necessarily expect or want.
Yeah, like being covered in Jell-O.
Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Really liked doing a lot of the stunt work because I got to be lifted up into the air a bunch, and I got to do flips and stuff, which was really fun.
Yeah. I didn't mind.
That. And the horseback riding.
I didn't mind the water stuff. When we were in the water, we did that stuff. That was kind of fun. Because I also kind of had like when we got out, it was kind of fun though. And then when we got out, they made a little hot tub that people to get into, and I never did it because I was like, I'm gonna get cold, really cold. It's gonna make the water even colder.
Colder, smart.
But that was just kind of fun, you know, it's a little bath.
It was a communal bath.
Communal bath with armor on.
Fantastic.
And another thing I adore is the scene with the one we shall not name. How did you shoot for that scene and keep it all secret?
What do you mean?
Your
Oh yeah, we don't want to say who that is. You know, I think that was the only time in the entire movie where it feels like there's a comedy within the comedy. You know what I mean? Originally, it wasn't him. So this was kind of added afterwards. And so I was just as surprised as everyone else when we went to the movies and saw it, because I was like, oh, no way, this is who it is. Because originally it was another actor. It wasn't him. So yeah, I hope people enjoy it. Let's just say that Holga the Barbarian has a thing where she really thinks that short people are very sexy.
Yes, definitely. Let's go!
Hey everybody in Taiwan, I think you should go check out the film because it's a lot of fun. And it's got great humor and great action. And we've seen it a bunch of times now with crowds that seem to really love watching the film together. It gets people out of their seats, they talk to the screen, they laugh, they cry.
That's what I've been saying!
It's a good reminder of why seeing films in the movie theaters are so important.